Limited identity is what is, we have all these problems. When you have a president who is first thinking about her tribe before thinking about the nation has, let's say, 30 tribes. The president comes from one of those tribes, but he chooses to serve, or he chooses to serve their tribe. What happens to the rest? You have someone in a position of national influence and national control of national resources, but their thinking is tribal, their thinking is religious, their thinking is, I'm a man or woman. That is their default thinking. That man will suffer. Whatever gender is opposite to what they have there will suffer because limited identity. Limited identity. And this is what is really, really, really the root cause of many problems. Relationship problems, limited identity, corruption, limited identity, tribalism, limited identity, gender wars, limited identity because someone is defending a position that they have identified as. We have people now that, I am they, them, he, she, what, identity, limited identity. It's causing many problems. We had conflict. What we are spending all these resources on this thing because of limited identity. We put policies, we put laws, but it is not helping because we have not fixed the issue at the root. Your intellect will work to serve what you have identified as. And there are many identities that we have crafted for ourselves. I am doctor. You cannot call me Nello. I am Dr. Nello. It's an identity. It becomes a serious issue when you just call someone Nello without the doctor. Because they have identified with their qualifications. So much so, they will fight anyone to defend these qualifications. And they look down in disdain with those without this because I am doctor. You cannot call me Nello. I'm Dr. Nello. Because you have identified that. People have identified around soccer teams. Find people in serious arguments. Some people have committed suicide because their team has lost the final. Because they have identified with Manchester United, with Arsenal, with whatever. You find people losing sleep. They cannot sleep because their team has lost limited identity. They are very serious. So all the problems really of human beings, we can trace them to limited identity. Think about many things, many ills we have in society. We can really trace it to a limited identity. Now, am I saying we should not speak of the tribes we come from, or should we not speak of our gender? Should we not speak of our religion? Should we not speak of the things we support? What more? You see, this thing is like this. Uh, Someone has said that the internet like a knife. The identity, I think it's a guru who said this. The identity is the hand that holds the knife. And the way the identity, like the way, and we say the sharper the intellect, the better. The knife should be sharp. Now, the identity is the hand that holds the knife. A very sharp knife in the hands of a surgeon can save a life. The same sharp knife in the hands of a, a murderer, career criminal, will end their life. So that's why the identity is important. Because the knife, I would say, has no agency in its own, but the hand that holds the knife. Now, when the hand that is holding the knife is a tribal hand, whoever is not of the tribe that you have identified for, they are in trouble. When the hand that is holding the knife is a religious hand, all the people out of the scope of your religion are in trouble about that knife. When the hand that holds this knife, when that hand is a man, women are in trouble. When it's a woman, men are in trouble. So this is why we are saying to identify, to trash all limited. Because you cannot function in the world without an identity. You have to assume one, you have to take on one. But it should be an unlimited, I would use this term here, unlimited identity, an all-encompassing identity. So that when this knife is at work, it works to serve everything and everybody. And this is where the yogic sciences come in. When you identify rightfully that I am a human being, under the subcategory of human being, there are men, there are women, there are people of different tribes, people of different skin colors, races. There are people under the human umbrella. Some are Muslims, some are Christians, some are what. But when your identity is that of human being, everybody under that umbrella is caught in. It will work for everybody. So when you have this identity, whether we put you on a national level, regional level, whatever level of position influence we give you, a businessman, you are now a billionaire, you are able to give back to people because you identify, you have remorse, you have concern with all things human. But now the atheist hates the Christian. And the atheist will not give the Christian when the Christian is in need, and the Christian hates the atheist. The Muslim hates the Hindu. The Hindu, we have a lot of things going on in the world right now. We say, oh no, it's good versus evil, the battle of no. It's just many people with limited identities, and their identities are clashing, fighting one another, depending on what they have identified as. So it's really important that we look at this stuff. This is Googleable information. It's not like something that I came up with while I was, no, Googleable information. Things that have helped me in my own life. Because since I've stopped a few few years ago, I've stopped going to church. I've stopped being a Christian. My life has changed tremendously. The way I see things, the way I relate to different people, because as a Christian, the Bible says it's an abomination, for example, to be gay. I think it's in the book of Leviticus. Thou shalt not lie with another man as you would with a woman. It's an abomination in the sight of the Lord. As a Christian, I felt compelled by my religion to have a disdain for gay people. People who do not believe what I believe as well. Drunkards, everybody who I felt like was in sin. Drunkards, people, fornication, all the people, boyfriend, girlfriend things. I had an issue because I had to have an issue because I believe. And ever since I dropped that religion, I stopped believing in that whole thing. Zero problems. Because now I see only human beings. Human beings having a human experience. Human experience. There's no time to hate anybody. Everybody is on a different level of their journey. They're just trying to figure it out. There's no manual. There's no direction. We all just found ourselves here. We did not ask to be here. And somehow everybody we are figuring our thing out. So ever since I stopped being, because a Christian, that rigid identity in my head brought a lot of freedom. Because now I am a human being and I see other human beings every day. Some go to church, some don't. Some are living with their boyfriend, some are living with none of my business. As far as I'm concerned, how can I help? How can I relate as neighbors in the community? And we just move. And I think this is a stable identity to have, because also as a human being you realize plants, animals, everything serves its purpose. When you understand things on that level, even the way you do your farming, you do it conscious, knowing that okay, maybe artificial chemicals do not yield, maybe I should use what, maybe I should, but all these things are all here. Identity. Limited identity is the root of many, 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 many problems. And I think if we can work on that, because the thing is, it's not that you cannot practice a religion, you cannot acknowledge your tribe, you cannot acknowledge your what, you cannot. All these things are things that we found here, but these different identities should be just like a shirt. It's something you can put on and remove. In certain contexts, it's important that you enter certain places. Like you are at work, moving out in public, just working, you are just a human being. When you now want to go to the toilet, you realize there are categories there. There's male and the female toilet. And you know, because wherever you are, you have to go to this bathroom because you are a man. But out of the context of this, I don't think your men will be female. I think it's even that Guru who said there are two places that go, what is in between your leg makers, in the toilet, in the bedroom. Beyond these two situations, what is between your legs shouldn't matter. Because you are in the workplace, you are there as an employee, everybody is an employee, they are working to achieve the goals of the company. There's no need for men and women and goals and things. No need. but we find ourselves going in there as men and